evening. My name is Greg Babindra and I'm the chairperson for tonight's 21st Annual Kerala Center Awards Dinner. I'd like to welcome you here tonight. We are located in Great Neck, New York, and tonight is all about celebrating the accomplishments of leaders in our country that are from Kerala, across all industries, from business, engineering, sciences. Tonight you're going to see a host of talent, and hope you have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in.
What do you want?
My name is Annie Paul. I'm the Rockland County Legislator. I want to thank Kerala Center for giving me this award. It's a really great appreciation. That means award that was giving me inspiration to do more in the community. I'm in for this because I think I have a great gratitude towards my community where I live, work, and raise my family. I want all of you to think that way. And again, I want to congratulate the Kerala Center and the leaders for giving me this award. And thank you again for your presence.
Greg Babindra, I am the chairman for tonight's 22nd Annual Awards Dinner. And I'm standing here with Mr. Kambi Tolapol, the president of the Kerala Center. We'd like to welcome you to today's function. Briefly, I'd like to tell you, today is a celebration of the accomplishments of leaders in our country from Kerala across all different industries: medicine, engineering, sciences, business. You'll see tonight the accomplishments of these amazing individuals. The Kerala Center was founded in 1990 to keep the community together and to celebrate such accomplishments. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. Thank you.
Proud to receive the Public Service Award tonight from the Kerala Center. I grew up on Long Island. My parents came from Kerala in the late 60s to go to school. I'm very proud to build on the traditions of that generation to try to provide public service White House technology policy. So the president signs laws, trying to do the best job of doing the best kind of research and scientific programs, especially those in our nation, military, and nuclear. I'd like to thank the older generation through the Carolina. Worked so hard to make this possible for myself and for all the people in my community. I want to thank the Center for having a great event and for letting me participate.
ഷാജി കൊടുക്കുക ബൈക്ക് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന
My name is Greg Babindran, and I'm the chairperson for tonight's event. But before we get started, we'd like to start with the American and Indian National Anthem. So I'd like to have the students from the Carroll Center please come up. Carroll Center kids, can you come up?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us the star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Jana Gana Mana Adinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravid Utshara Ganga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Utshara Jaya Tava Shubha Nami Gave, Tava Shubha Ashisha Mahe, Gave Tava Jaya Gata, Jana Gana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He, Bharata Bhagya Vidhata, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He.
You guys please join me in another round of applause. That was great, kids. Thank you. All right, honorees, trustees, board members, and guests, thank you again for joining us tonight. As you can see, a lot of hard work went into this event. It's actually the second time that we're having it outside of the Kerala Center. So look around you. Really, look around you. This is a great turnout. It's oversold. It's a great testament to the success that we're having with the Kerala Center and the awards dinner. I know you're going to really enjoy what we have in store for you tonight. You're going to hear from some amazing honorees, and we also have great entertainment. But before we begin, I really want to tell a quick personal story with you, share it with you. When I was asked to help chair this event, you could imagine my first reaction. You gotta be kidding me. I got no time for this. I'm busy with work and life, and what am I gonna do? But that's when Dr. Thomas Abraham, Mr. Thambi Thalapillo, and Mr. E.M. Stephen kind of pulled me aside, and they told me the story back in 1990 when the Carroll Center was first built, the amount of hard work that went into creating it. They built it for this community. They built it for all of us in this room. The founders did something that I don't think many of us can do in this day and age. And that's when it hit me. These guys didn't build it for themselves. They built it for the future generations. They built it so that 20 plus years later, we can have a nice evening like we are tonight. So really, they shouldn't be coming to me and asking for help. I should be turning to them and saying, how can I help you? So I hope that this week, I just want to ask all of you in this room, you just take one moment, when you're in traffic or right before you go to sleep, and just think about how you're spending your time. Are you really making a difference? Every person in this room, from the little kids to our respected elders, we all have skills and talents that we can put to great use. There's a little guy standing right next to me. This is my son Lucas. He's 4 years old, and in our local community, he's helping with a local organization that supports foster kids, and that's how it starts. Just take that first step forward. Whether it's with the Kerala Center or a local organization, just really make sure you're making your impact. And my words to you is, don't let your careers be the only thing that defines you. Rather, let it be something that enables you to be a role model for your colleagues, for your family, and for the younger generations. So with that, I want to leave you with this quote from C.S. Lewis. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. I think that's really some wise words. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. And with that, I'd like to introduce to you a very humble man who deserves a round of applause. Please join me in welcoming the president of the Kerala Center, Mr. Thambi Thalappolo.
Thank you, Jay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very small job to do here at this point. That is to say, a welcome officially from Kerala Center. Let me start with Tamil, not to focus or point to. Welcome to you all for a nice evening here. And also I say a thanks for being here to make this program accessible. This is 21st award dinner, and we have 8 awardees for this year, and there is 1 awardee from last year who could not take part because of Sandy and rescheduling of this program, the same venue. And also we have a special recognition from Kerala Center. In that, I congratulate, I welcome all the awardees on behalf of the Kerala Center. Also, let me welcome the chief guest, Ambassador Vijay Nambiar. Ambassador, welcome, sir. And thank you for rescheduling and being present this year. Let me welcome the keynote speaker, Sri Srinivasan, Professor Srinivasan from Columbia University. Welcome you. Then, all the awardees, that's awardees from the award committee selected. Kerala Center doesn't have much part in that. It's purely independent selection by. But there is one recognition by Kerala Center especially, that is a visitor from Kerala at this time here, and it so happened, and we felt very proud to recognize him. He is Professor Sunny Thomas and his life partner, Joseph, Professor Joseph. 2 words about them. They are from St. Stephen's College, Uruvur, and he's not a sports or anything concerned, a professor or lecturer. He's the head of Department of English. And he was from Tevara, moved to Uruvur. His role. When we are shooting, we can use scared at this point. Anywhere there can be shooting, it can be in campus, can be in a banquet or anywhere. That's what today this country is. But here this gentleman took that game. These sports, it was for the rich people like Patela Maharaja or King Gekwa, the Baroda or there, because these equipments cost very much. Very costly equipments used for shooting in the Olympics or Games, Asia, or any kind of competitions. And this professor put his effort to an extent. We were losing the traditional gold medal when we were achieving the field hockey. And we lost that for a long time. But this professor, he achieved a lot in shooting, in sports. Professor welcomes you. He is a Dronacharya Award from India government. There are awardees here. Kerala Center gave recognition and later on they were awarded by India government. But in this case we are late. We are giving the recognition later. Professor welcomes you. And I always forget one thing. That is the media. A great mistake I always did. This time I don't want to make it. I welcome the media, the Asianet Kerala and the Malayalam. Also I make mistakes, forgetting the youth. This time the youth has done tremendous help to Kerala Center. I welcome and especially recognize the youth. And also I have a job with this. I stop my welcome. I think I finished my 3 minutes. But also I have to do a job. I have to invite Dr. Thomas Abraham. Dr. Thomas Abraham is the chairman of the award committee and is serving in this position for last 10 years. He is a founder member of the Kerala Center and is chairman of the board. And at this present, he is the board of trustee and board member. Also, his recognition goes beyond the 1970s, but I don't want to go that back. But he is the founder chairman of the GOPIA, Global Organization of People of India, and that person is serving as the executive trustee of GOPIA. And from now on, the award ceremony is the main part. He will be the one conducting, and I invite Dr. Thomas Abraham.
Thank you, Thambi. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me in the back? Thank you. You know, this is the 21st annual award ceremony. We are so glad that all of you could come join this evening. In the last 21 years, we have recognized people who have made outstanding contribution to the community, as well as who have made outstanding accomplishments. Just a few words about how we do the selection process. We send nomination, asking for nomination from people and different categories of awards: basic sciences, applied sciences, journalism, community service, arts and letters, and several other categories. And the award committee have to make a unanimous choice for a particular person. And in this last several years, we have done that. We have identified the people who have done the best for the society as well as for our community. And today we are going to celebrate the accomplishments and achievements of 8 of them. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the ceremony soon. But before that, let's all raise our glasses for the cheers to the new awardees. This is a celebration. Thank you. So, before I call upon our chief guest and as well as our keynote speaker, just a few ground rules. I would request that everybody put off your cell phones. And secondly, we want to make it a very pleasant evening. That means we want to get this award ceremony, including the speeches, within 1 hour. So I have indicated to our awardees as well as others who will be speaking to be within the time limit which we have given. Of course, I'm going to follow what our keynote speaker he does at the India Abroad Foundation Award Dinner. He does a fantastic job. Sri Srinivasan, whom you will hear soon. He gets the most prominent people from the Indian community, and he gets everything in control, keeps it in time, and what he does is that when almost the time is going to be over, he stands up. And that is an indication that, okay, you have to wind up and go. So I will stand at that time when the allotted time is given. So at this point, may I request the chairman of the board of Kerala Center, Mr. Gopalan Nair, to join me here. Gopalan, he is going to introduce our chief guest for the evening. Gopalan.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas Abraham. Distinguished awardees, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Ambassador Vijay Nambia is Under Secretary General and Special Advisor of the UN Secretary General on Myanmar. He has been with the UN for the last 7 years, and before that, he served as an Indian Foreign Service officer for the Government of India between 1985 and 2004 as an ambassador to several countries, including ambassador to the United Nations. Ambassador Nambia is a postgraduate degree holder from Bombay University. And the important thing I want to say is that he was a recipient of the Chancellor's Gold Medal Award there. It is my pleasant privilege to present to you Ambassador Vijay Nambia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Gopalan, would you please come back here? Where is the award? This award was supposed to be given last year. Because of Sandy, we had to cancel that program. And we postponed it for 1 month, but then Ambassador Nambia had to go to India. So we want to present you that award. Thambi, would you please join me here? Thambi?
घूंघट भी बना लो रोशनी से नूर के धागे तोड़ लाओ चांदनी से नूर के घूंघट भी बना लो रोशनी से नूर के
शर्मा गई तो खामोश मेरा हूँ सांसों से उलझी।
The President has briefed on this award, that's why I did not touch it. And for time, he was a candidate for this award for his services to the United Nations last year. Because of Sandy, we had to postpone this program and he had to fly back to India, and that thing did not happen. We are so happy that you are here, Ambassador, and thank you very much.
President, Mr. Thambi Talapal, Mr. Stephen, Mr. Abraham, Mr. Sridhar Menon, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to be here as a chief guest this evening. I was told that one gets to have a good meal and one doesn't have to make a speech. But I think partly because of last year, perhaps they want me to say a few words, so I shall go. Of course, the main speech will be made by Srinath, who's in fact an accomplished speaker and a person whom you all know very well. In fact, I think his father is perhaps the gold standard in Kerala identity in terms of his contribution as a Foreign Service officer, his experiences in the United States and the United Nations, and in the Indian Foreign Service. And it is my pleasure to be able to be here on an occasion when the son of a colleague of mine is making a keynote speech. My own claim to Kerala is rather tenuous. because I was not born in Kerala. I was born in Pune and brought up in Bombay. I speak a semblance of Malayalam, which other people sometimes suspect is not really the real thing. I've stayed most of my life outside Kerala, but there is something ineffable that continues to push me in the direction of claiming very proudly that I am a Keralite, I am a Malayali, and I do that rather unashamedly all around the world. And it is a great honor and privilege to me that the Keralites around the world, and particularly in New York, have actually admitted me in their midst. To that extent, I deem it a great honor. And from that point of view, this evening is a particular honor for me. I'd like only to tell all of you that it has been for me a great privilege to be part of the function that I was invited to last year, and unfortunately was not able to be present, and therefore to be part of this function today. Please accept from me my humble thanks and a pledge that I shall continue to try and be as worthy of the honor you have bestowed to me. Thank you very much.
All the speakers, when they speak, come closer to the microphone. Some of the people in the back cannot hear very well. Okay, the next person, I want to present you the next person for the evening. He is a great philanthropist who has done a lot of good work for the community. He is none other than Sridhar Menon, who has been the deputy president of American Express International. He has done a lot of philanthropic work. In fact, when our Kerala Center was finding difficulty in paying our mortgages in 1990s, he came forward and gave a challenge to us in one of the banquet. He said, you raise half the amount, and he, along with Dilip Varghese, whom you will meet soon, they matched it, and we paid off the whole mortgage for Kerala Center. And he has also been supportive of many of the India chairs, India programs in many of the universities. When we were raising funds for Columbia University, we raised up to $1.2 million. I'm talking about early 1990s. But we could not raise any more funds. Then he came forward and put together the remaining money, another $1.2 million. And of course that became all total more than 5 million, and now it is even much becoming bigger. And he also made a substantial contribution for India program at University of Pennsylvania. And just this year at Stony Brook University, may I request Sridhar Menon to join me here and say a few words, and then introduce our keynote speaker.
A few more words because there's no room for speeches. And other than saying that he said all the things what I did, all I want you guys to know, those who don't know, the Columbia Chair is going to be set up as a center for Indian economic policy. We are just signing an agreement with the School of SIPA, increasing the endowment about $12 million, and we are setting up a center for Indian economic policies, and one of the subjects to be taken will be the cancer of corruption in India. That's why the center is being set up. Okay, now let me introduce the keynote speaker. It's impossible for me to introduce Srinath Srinivasan. I don't know what capacity to introduce. You have all known him for many years here. He was one of the awardees before. So let me start from the ground. I would say that he is the father of two wonderful kids I know, Krishna and Durga. Both of them are here. Krishna and Durga, would you please stand up? And he is the husband of Rupa Unnikrishnan, who herself is a recipient of Arjuna Award. I don't know whether I should tell you in what, his rifle shooting. I'm so glad, Sri is still alive. I asked Rupa today, what is the one bad thing I can tell about Srinath? And she told me, He's the most amazing man I ever met. So there's no bad thing. With that, let me get in the main job of introducing Srinath Srinivasan, who's been a very good, close family friend. I've known him for a number of years. He started his career with Columbia University. He's a professor of journalism, worked his way up, and he became the dean of the School of Journalism, Columbia University, for a number of years. And we have all known him in divergent activities. He took a substantial lead in setting up SAJA with the South Asian Journalists Association. And where he got me was 4 weeks before he left Columbia University. I had asked him in a private conversation, why are you wasting your time in Columbia University? Shouldn't you be looking at the private sector? And I said, there is a lot of opportunities for you. You can do very well in the private sector. And it's true, I'm thinking about it, etc. And I said, Leslie, will you give me a copy of your resume? Let me try. I never got it, because at the time he was probably working to get in his current job as the Chief Digital Officer of Metropolitan Museum Modern Art. Congratulations, Leslie, and I hope you're doing very well in that job. The only problem I have found him in that job was, when he was in Columbia University, if I send him a mail, I got an instantaneous response in about 2 seconds. Now it takes about 3 days for me to get a response to the email, so he must be doing very well at the museum. Another thing you guys may or may not know, I think Ambassador Nambiar alluded to that. He's the son of a Foreign Service officer, Ambassador T.P. Srinivasan, who was in Washington, who was in New York. And I don't know why he didn't go to diplomatic career, I mean, everybody knows how creditable T.P. Srinivasan's service has been both in Washington, New York, Geneva, and all the places. He's still very active. He's still taking a very lead role in improving the education system in Kerala state as a government appointed nominee for that position. And most recently, Sri's uncle has been appointed as ambassador to the United Arab Emirates. So it's a diplomatic family. I don't know why he trying to change path. Maybe because I think Rupa was there, destined for him in a different career path. As I with those words, I won't take much time. It's my honor, privilege, and personal pleasure to introduce to you Srinath Srinivasan.
Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute honor for me to be here tonight and to spend a few minutes with all of you. I first want to thank Sridhar Menon, who is never thanked enough in public. He has done more for more institutions in the United States to promote India and India-US friendship than anyone else I know, and has taken less credit for it than anyone else I know. Let's all thank Sridhar Menon for everything he's done. Having worked at Columbia and now at the Met, I know how much people who are philanthropists do the work in part because of the recognition they get. Sridhar is the one person in all these years that I know who hasn't done anything for himself, but has done things for the community, and he's someone who can inspire everybody in this room. So thank you, Sridhar, for that warm introduction, and more importantly, thank you for everything you've done for all of us. These days, when I am asked to speak at an event, I double check to make sure they got the right guy. Because there are some other Srinivasans who are much better known than me. Every weekend, I hope you're watching on PBS to see the PBS NewsHour with Hari Srinivasan, who was honored here at Kerala Center a few years ago. And more importantly, there is now a judge in the second highest court in the United States named Sri Srinivasan. He's also the son of a man named T.P. Srinivasan. And he also has twin children, including a daughter whose name is Maya, which is my daughter's middle name. And so people have been congratulating my father on his son becoming a judge, which isn't the case. And one day I got a call from the Embassy of India in Washington and they said, the Prime Minister's wife would like to say hello to you. And I was flabbergasted, and I answered the phone. I actually stood up because I was talking to Mrs. Manmohan Singh. And she said, "Bete, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine, ma'am." She said, "How are your parents?" I said, "They're fine, ma'am." She kept saying, "Why are you saying ma'am? Why didn't you call me auntie?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I knew there was something wrong. What she had done was she had turned to the Indian Embassy staff and said, "Please bring on the line T.P. Srinivasan's son." She meant the person who would be the judge, not me. But we had a very nice conversation. I want to congratulate the entire staff and team at Kerala Center. It is just amazing what the organization has done. And the success has been especially nice because to see how much the second generation and third generation have gotten involved. And let's congratulate everyone on the success of the Kerala Center. I wanted to acknowledge three folks who have been part of my journey as a Malayali here in the United States. Ambassador Nambiar, who you heard from already, as well as Professor Somasundaram, who's here, who is the leader of the Indian community at Columbia, and along with Professor Jagdish Bhagwati and Professor Padma Desai, among the senior most people at Columbia, and a real role model to all of us. So I hope you'll say hello to Professor Somasundaram. And then, of course, to Tom Abraham, who has created more organizations of Indian origin than anyone else, and so he had to create the global organization of people of Indian origin as well. We also have a wonderful slate of awardees tonight. I hope you'll take the time of looking in the brochure and showing their achievements to the young people in your life. I think you will be able to inspire them. It was one of my real honors to receive one of these awards a few years ago. I bring greetings from my parents, T.P. Srinivasan and Lekha Srinivasan, who you heard about already. They live now in Kerala, which tells you that they could have retired to any place in the world, but they chose to move to Trivandrum and live there after having lived abroad for 45 years. They've instilled in me a lifelong love of all things Kerala and all things Malayali, and that's why I ended up marrying a Malayali girl and having two fully Malayali kids. It's a real coincidence tonight that Rupa's coach, Dr. Sunny Thomas, is here tonight, and I'm glad that you'll be able to meet him as well. Growing up all over the world as I did, it would have been very easy for me to lose touch with my Kerala roots, but my parents wouldn't let that happen. I can admit that I didn't always appreciate all the Malayali things we had to do. When we were in New York, every weekend, it seemed, we'd go to events for organizations like Kerala Samajam and the NBA. NBA is not the National Basketball Association, but the Nair Benevolent Association. I resented the fact that many of these events coincided with things I cared about, the Super Bowl playoffs, the World Series, etc. Most of the parents didn't care about such American events, and saw no reason to adjust the meeting times. Truth is that those events and meetings were key to the community building that you see in front of you today. And it was really important for the way in which Malayalis came together in this country. 25 years later, I was invited to speak at a Malayali event on Super Bowl Sunday. I was, of course, going to say, no, I couldn't make it, but it was wisely scheduled at lunchtime. The organizer told me that he and his children would never have thought of organizing an event on Super Bowl evening. It tells you something about our community and how much it has changed. Now, after 21 years at Columbia, I've had the pleasure to move to a new job, not as well paying a job as what Sridhar tried to organize for me, but to work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. There I get to see folks from around the world. We have 6.2 million people who come to the museum every year. And in the couple of months I've been there, I've been connecting and speaking with every Indian that I come across. In fact, tomorrow there is a Diwali celebration at the Met from 2:30 to 4. If any of you are in the city, I hope you'll come. It's a big free public event. But I have yet to run into any Malayalis there. And so I thought that I would just say to all of you that along with all the wonderful things we do as a community, where we get involved in our education, we get involved in our careers, and we get involved in the Kerala and Indian events we do. It's really important for us to support cultural institutions. The Kerala Center, of course, does wonderful cultural work, but there are so many museums and cultural institutions all across the tri-state area that can benefit from real participation like ourselves. And you saw just this week, the Queen's Museum is reopened, and like that, there are so many institutions that would really benefit from all of your support, and it would be great for your children and families to be as involved there as you are here at the Kerala Center and with events. And I know that I can see Tom Abraham is getting ready to stand up, so I'm going to just say to all of you that what the Kerala Center has done in 21 years has been absolutely spectacular and a real example for other Indian organizations that they've stayed together, that they've worked together. Normally you have 3 Malayalis, you get 2 or 4 organizations out of that. But here Kerala Center has stayed together and with the support of all of you has done so well. And my family and I look forward to continuing to be supporters and be helpful in any way we can to the Kerala Center. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Sri. That was wonderful. We're going to have the first entertainment item, which is performed by Tribe Belief famous improv dance group. And this is a sword dance, so may I suggest that the people sitting there just make sure that the sword doesn't fall out. Thank you. That was a wonderful performance. Now we will start with our award ceremony. Before that, we have some past awardees present here, including, of course, Sri Srinivasan, you already met, Sridhar Menon. I also want to mention all others who are present here: Professor P. Somasundaran, Dilip Varghese, Dr. Chirakkal Krishnan, Dr. Thomas Koshi, Mr. Viju Menon, and Mr. Roy Thomas. Would you all stand up, all of those names mentioned? Thank you. And we also have several other community leaders from here, from Gopio, Connecticut, President Sailesh Nayak, and SACS President Sudha Acharya, several other community representatives, Secretary of Kerala Center, and Mr. Dilip Varghese to join me here to introduce and present the plaque to the first awardee. Dilip, Raju, would you please come? Greg, would you please come too?
Namaskaram. You guys look good. In fact, it looks so good from here that for a moment I thought I was one of the awardees. But it's my privilege to introduce one of the luminaries tonight, Dr. Jose A. Maliekil, recognition for outstanding contribution in education. Dr. Jose Maliekil is the Dean of the School of Science and Mathematics at the college at Rockport State University of New York, SUNY. After completing MSc in meteorology from Cochin, Kerala, Maliekil went on to get MPhil in environmental science from Jawaharlal Nehru University and PhD in meteorology from University of Hawaii. His research interests include climate and climate change. An active member of the Asian Indian community in Rochester, he has served as the Secretary, Vice Chair and Chair of the Indian Community Center of Rochester, acted in plays staged by Kalidas, an Indo-American theatre group named for the great Kalidas, and is current chair of the Classical Music and Dance Society, Dr. Jose Maliekil.
Dilip, our trustee will present award. First, he will go into the first plaque we will read. Can you read?
Yes. Going to Kerala Center, Award 2013, presented to Dr. Jose A. Maliekil.
I was told that I have a minute. It is the biggest mistake to say to a professor that you have a minute. So first, I want to thank the Kerala Center for giving me this award. I want to thank my friends for nominating me, for accompanying me all the way from Rochester to Long Island to support me receiving this award. My wife is here, Mary. Could you please stand up? As a Malayali who came to Rochester, I have to say this. It is very rare for people to call me Jose. Invariably, people call me Jose. So it is a pleasure to be called by your name without any prompting. Second, I consider myself to be blessed having born and raised in Kerala. I tell my friends in America, especially in American universities, there is great deal of discussion about diversity. People from Columbia University can understand that. I usually tell them, You don't know what diversity is until you visit Kerala and see the temples, the churches, the synagogues, and the mosques as existing side by side in a four-corner place. That is diversity. Go to Kerala, see Kerala, and learn about diversity. Thank you very much for this award.
So, Mrs. Maliekal is also here. Where is she? Just want to recognize her. Mrs. Maliekal? That's fine. Okay. All right. To present the next award, may I request our treasurer, Kerala Center Treasurer Thomas Thotam, and Columbia University Professor, past awardee of Kerala Center, as well as a recipient of Padma Shri, Professor Somasundaran, to join me here to present the awardee as well as present the plaque. Thomas?
It is my privilege to introduce one of the awardees, Dr. Raghu Menon. Dr. Raghu Menon is the head of the Business Development for North and South America for Linde, the world's largest integrated industrial gas and technology company, with a PhD in chemical engineering from MIT. Dr. Menon is board member of the American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturing, and the first and only board member of Indian origin. Prior to his working with Linde, he worked with the Mobil Oil Corporation. His other areas of expertise and interest including alternate energy, carbon sequestration, biopolymers, and advanced polymers, tennis, other sports, music and arts, and education. Raghu, his wife Nandini, and son Rashnu live in South Plainfield. Please let me welcome Mr. Raghu Menon. Sorry, Dr. Raghu Menon.
This award is for achievement and contributions in business leadership. Nandini, would you please also join?
Thank you very much, Kerala Center. And I'm not going to go through a big vote of thanks with the time limit, but what I want to say though is I'm just a vehicle for this award. The award also belongs to, you saw my wife Nandini, son Roshan, Mukund, my nephew here who's representing the rest of the family, very, very, very supporting friends from the local area, a number of you here, extremely supporting and let's say guiding parents, grandparents, very extended family, wonderful professors, and then also what's really resulted in this is colleagues in terms of peers, bosses, team members from all over the world. And then most importantly, of course, Kerala and the Malayali community. So it's all part of that award. I'm just a vehicle. Thank you very, very much.
For the next award, I invite Jimmy John, who is one of our committee members for this evening's award, and Dr. Unni Mopen, our trustee. Would you please join us here?
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to invite the next awardee. The next award is for Outstanding Achievement in Engineering. Mr. Dr. Mahadevan Padmanabhan. Dr. Mahadevan Padmanabhan has been with the Alden Research Laboratory in Walden, Massachusetts for the past 30 years and is currently serving as the technical advisor. He is also an adjunct professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the Worcester Polytechnic Institute in Massachusetts. Worcester. A civil engineer graduate from College of Engineering, Trivandrum. Mr. Padmanabhan pursued his graduate studies in IIT Chennai and University of Karlsruhe, Germany, before completing his PhD in 1976 from Georgia Institute of Technology. He's a recognized expert in solving flow-related problems for power, water, and wastewater industries. He and his wife, Ranjana, are active members of the Kerala Association of New England. Mr. Padmanabhan.
Ranjana, would you please join too? Ranjana? Now.
I am humbled and honored to receive this award. Yes, I have gotten some other awards in the past, but this is special for me because this comes from fellow Malayalis, and that is of great value. And this award is actually a representation of not just me, but several Malayalis in this country who have achieved a lot. And also for the younger generation, this is an incentive that you can achieve anything you want as long as you put your mind on it. I started my engineering career actually from Trivandrum Engineering College. I graduated from there and I taught there as a lecturer for 3 years before I left Trivandrum. And believe it or not, every time I go to Kerala, I make it a point to go to Trivandrum Engineering College and at least take a picture in front of the college. It's more than 30 years since I left Trivandrum Engineering College, but still I keep going there. And that's because, as somebody once said, you can take a Malayali out of Kerala, but you cannot take Kerala out of Malayali. So we are Malayalis and we should be proud of it. And I want to also thank everyone, all of the Kerala Center, as well as the members who really selected all these awardees. And I also want to congratulate the other awardees. And special thanks to my wife Ranjana and Dr. Thomas Koshi and his wife who accompanied us from Massachusetts. So it's really a great honor, and I got a chance to really get to know more people here, and that will be a lasting friendship. Thank you.
Thank you. To present the next awardee, I invite Dr. Liz Matthew Varapalli and Mr. D. Matthew, our trustee, to introduce and present the next award. Please join us.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Annie Paul, a pediatric nurse practitioner by profession and an adjunct professor at Naya College. Dr. Annie Paul ranks as the highest elected Malayali woman in the United States as a member of the Rockland County Legislature. She has taken a very active and influential role in the Indian and American communities on both local and national levels. She is the founder and president of the Indian Nurses Association of New York, as well as a founding member of the National Association of Indian Nurses of America. She has received many awards for outstanding services and leadership from America and India currently. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Annie Paul for the award for political involvement.
On behalf of Kerala Center, it is a great pleasure for me to present this achievement award to Dr. Annie Paul for outstanding contributions and accomplishments in political involvement. Thank you.
May I request Augustine Paul also to join us here? Augustine? Annie?
Good evening. I'm so humbled and honored to be here to receive this award. Thank you so much for this Kerala Center for giving me this award. I'm receiving this award on behalf of all those who helped me for my election. My journey into politics began more than 10 years ago when I lost first election. The hardworking and positive thinking was the key for my success in my life. I did not make my journey alone. Numerous people helped me. People from all over USA, you could say. From New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, you will say Chicago, Washington, all over, in many ways. So many people came from even Long Island, New Jersey, Philadelphia. They came to Rockland to work with me to door. Many of them helped me to do phone calls. Many of them sent me the money for fundraising. Many people prayed for me. See, anyway, everybody helped me, I'll tell you, all the associations. There's so many names I have to mention, if I say I have to mention, but I'm not. But I want to mention my husband, Augustine Paul. He worked day and night and his support was very encouraging. I think that credit goes to him first. Our daughters, the three daughters, Marina, Shabana and Natasha, they could not be here today. But Marina, the oldest daughter, received an award from here for the highest, one of the highest award for SAT score. And she did her undergraduate from UPenn and she finished her PhD from Princeton, New Jersey. And thank you for that. Still she remembers and we appreciate for that. And I want to thank one more person here is Tom Ninen. He was the one who introduced me into politics and he's always there for the advice and encouragement. Thank you, Tom Ninen. And also there's a lot of big team here and also here I have Mani George is here. He's always there with me for the election last time. There's so many, but they couldn't come today. And I just want to say one more thing that this is the land of opportunity. I want all of you to use that opportunity. This problem is many of the people doesn't know it, and even they know it, they don't use it. You know who can help? The associations, the organizations. Please help them, help our youngsters, our people to reach out and reach somewhere. They could do it. This is the land of many people told me when I was running, Annie, you are a nurse. What are you going to do in politics? I said, you know what? As a nurse, I'm helping the people in the hospital, sick patients. But as a politician, I can help the whole community. This is an opportunity. Make it as an opportunity. And also, we have a responsibility to help the people. Depth of gratitude towards the community where you live, work and raise your family. I want all of you to think that way and tell your youngsters, tell your friends, families and our children so they will also think that way. The volunteerism, involving in the local community, involving in the politics. And recently you heard that we have one young Indian guy who won in New Jersey as an assemblyman. So only 29 years old. See, any age can be there. So please encourage. We have opportunities. We could make it. We will do that. That is my message. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. Thank you, Kerala.
Presented by Daisy Babindran. She is a co-chair of this awards night, and Dr. Andrew Maliakal, who is our trustee. Would you please join us here?
evening, everyone. As a child growing up in a Malayali family, most Malayalis, and Indian parents in general, strongly encourage their children to become a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. However, my parents were different in that sense. They never pushed me to be the doctor, the lawyer, or the engineer, but rather always told me to find a passion and pursue it, because then, surely, success is bound to follow. And today, I stand before you, and I have to admit that my parents were right. In pursuing my passion, I have had a very successful career, and one that I love and find tremendous reward and satisfaction in each day. This year's awardee for Outstanding Achievement in Nursing shares the philosophy that my parents taught me and is an ardent believer in following your passion in life. Ms. Mariam Paul is the Director of Nursing at the Isabella Geriatric Center, one of the largest nonprofit skilled nursing facilities in the state of New York. Having held this position for the past 19 years at Isabella, she had led the organization through many deficiency-free surveys and been able to assist the facility to attain a 5-star rating for quality of care. Ms. Paul has also received national recognition for her work. The National Association of Directors of Nursing Administration in Long-Term Care awarded her the 2013 Nursing Administrator of the Year in the Northeast region. In addition to carrying out her responsibilities in her critical role as a Director of Nursing at Isabella, Ms. Paul finds time to give back to her fellow Malayalis each day. She has mentored and supported the professional growth of many Malayali nurses, assisting them to obtain sponsorship through Isabella's nursing sponsoring program, and ensuring that the opportunities that she herself had many years ago to come to the U.S., pursue her nursing career, and provide a better opportunity for her family continues to be available for her fellow Malayalis back home in India. I have the opportunity to sit at the table with CEOs, CFOs, administrators, and directors of nursing each day in my role. It's rare that I come across another Malayali. Before I met Ms. Paul, her great reputation preceded her, and to my surprise, after meeting her, I came to know that she was a fellow Malayali woman. As a young, working Malayali mother myself, it's inspiring to see Ms. Paul's success. She follows her passion every day, and as my parents have always told me, doing that has truly led to her success. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating our 2013 awardee for Outstanding Achievement in Nursing, Ms. Mariam Paul.
This is for Outstanding Achievement in Nursing. Congratulations.
Ask Thomas Paul also to join me. Maria?
Good evening. I'd like to thank Kerala Center, its Executive Committee, Board of Directors for giving me this award. I'm totally humbled and honored to receive this award. When I came to the United States in 1969 as a general nurse, I never thought I'll have a big opportunity to serve the people. I always knew that nursing was my passion, and day-to-day basis, I enjoy working with the staff members that I have. I'm receiving this award on behalf of the staff of Isabella, and also I want to thank my family, my husband, my children, my extended family and friends who are here for supporting me to do this role. And again, thank you, Kerala Center, for giving me this award.
Thank you, Mariam. You know, our awardees have been so good. You know, we are making it in good time. The dinner is going to be almost, it's already serving. but within another 3 more awards, we are finished. All right, for the next award, I request our board of directors, John Paul and James Thornton, who is our trustee, to join me here to present the award. John Paul and James.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am very honored and privileged and standing here to give an award to one of our community young fellow, Dr. Arun Sharafin. Dr. Arun Sharafin is currently the Principal Assistant Director for the National Security and International Affairs at the White House of Science and Technology Policy. As such, he advises the President's Science Advisor and other senior executive branch office on national security research and technology issues, including relating to budget, cyber security, counterterrorism, defeating weapons of mass destruction, and innovation policy. Prior to this, he served as a member of public policy position, including 10 years as a senior staff member on the United States Senate Committee on Armed Services. Dr. Sharafin holds a PhD in electronic materials from MIT, as well as undergraduate degree in political science and engineering science from Stony Brook University. He is living in Virginia with his wife and 4 kids, and his parents are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Dr. Sharafin here.
Indian American Kerala Cultural and Civic Center awards Dr. Arun Sharafin for outstanding contributions in service to the U.S. government. Congratulations.
May I request the parents of Dr. and Mrs. Sharafin also to join us?
Thank you very much. For all the young people, see, even after you have 4 kids, you should still bring your parents wherever you go. So I have 1 minute, but I'm from Washington, so we don't do anything in 1 minute in Washington. But I'll do my best. I'm honored and humbled to be here with all of these renowned award winners. It's really remarkable that you consider me to be their equal, and I thank the center for giving me this award, and mostly for giving me the chance to say that I'm a child of Kerala, but I was born and raised on Long Island. My parents came here in the mid-60s from a beautiful place where all of you came from, and for some reason they gave all of that up, and everybody they knew, and all of their support, to come to a very faraway place. With my dad came with a master's degree and $8 in his pocket, and he came to Stony Brook, where at the time in the late 60s, I would bet in Suffolk County you couldn't fill a room with the Malayalis like this that were present in 1968. People found each other back then using a phone book, and in fact, Dr. and Mrs. Krishnan, who are sitting at the table with us, were one of those people that found each other in the late 60s. And it's amazing to me how much work your generation, my parents' generation, did in learning a new country and in providing an opportunity for my generation to become good doctors and lawyers and engineers or other things, and being as successful as we try to be. But I think that no matter what my generation accomplishes, there's no way we will be able to match the accomplishments of your generation and the bravery and courage of your generation and the hard work of your generation in bringing us here and raising us here and letting us try to achieve what we can. So I want to dedicate this to my parents and to all the parents who have struggled so hard to give their children a chance. But now, since my award is for public service, I have one last message for the kids and all the younger people. I come from Washington. Washington is in pretty bad shape right now. We need a lot of help. Please consider a career in public service. Come down to Washington, bring your Kerala spirit with you. Hopefully someday we can make Washington as beautiful a place as Kerala is today. Thank you very much.
To present our next awardee, may I request Dr. Cicely Ando, one of our award committee member, as well as the Vice President of Kerala Center, as well as Mr. Alvin Tharapalli, to introduce and present the next award. Cicely? Alvin?
I have the privilege of recognizing the next awardee, Dr. Pindu Verghese, who is getting the award in medicine and community service. Dr. Pindu Verghese is a practicing nephrologist and president of Diagnostic Clinic of Houston. Dr. Verghese is also a strategic medical director for Hova Kidney Clinics, medical director for Quality Dialysis Incorporated. He is also medical manager for Renal Access Clinics. He is the chief of renal division at the University Hospital at Abu Dhabi, UAE, as well as president of Freedia Entertainment. He is also very active in the Kerala medical community. He was the immediate past president of Association of Kerala Medical Graduates, and is also national promoter for stage events, movie production and distribution. Dr. Pindu Verghese.
Freeman?
It's an honor and privilege to be here to get this award from Kerala Center of New York, which is a unique organization recognizing Malayali achievements. And it's the only one in the country which I know of which is doing this. And I really congratulate Kerala's Kerala Center to do this. My wife is not here. She has contributed a lot to my achievements. She's in India this time. I would thank her and acknowledge all her contributions to my achievements. Also, a word about my entertainment company, Freedia Entertainment. It's not just me, I'm the president, but I have a team of more than 6 or 7 people. and the main one, Dr. Zach Thomas. Then we have Srijit Ram and Binu Sebastian, Guys Lamotran, Johnny Makrora. I do thank all of the team who have done a lot to bring Kerala culture and arts to US and Canada, and we are still promoting that. We would like your support for the entertainment company to keep going in the near future. Thank you.
Very well, the final awardee for this evening we are going to present. I invite Manohar Thomas, who is our board of director, and Mr. M.T. Anthony, who has been who is a member of our awards committee. Would you please join Mr. Manohar Thomas and Mr. M.T. Anthony to present the next award.
Ladies and gentlemen, this award is for Mr. J. Matthews, recognition for the community service. The Indian School of Culture, Language and Arts, registered in 1993 as an avant-garde learning center and has been serving the Malayali community for the last 20 years. Joseph Matthew has been serving as the founding principal of Gurukulam and is a selfless guiding force for the school children. A large number of children who has been attended Gurukulam have acquired and practiced the rich and ancient Indian culture. Matthew is also founder chief editor the popular monthly magazine for the last 15 years. ഈ അവാർഡ് മറ്റാർക്കുമല്ല, കഴിഞ്ഞ 30 വർഷമായി നമ്മളിൽ ഒരാളിനെ പോലെ നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ജെ മാത്യു സാറിനാണ്.
And I also request there are 3 or 4 colleagues have come from Gurukulam. Would you please join for this award, receiving this award? This is the institution we are presenting this award.
Gurukulam Indian School is greatly honored by this prestigious award of Kerala Center. The school is not the work of a single person. It is the hard work and dedication of a great number of people. Philip Gambaniel, the administrator, John P. Chaco, the president of the library, which has more than 4,000 Malayalam books, Raman Kuti, the secretary of that library, Nirmala Joseph, a representative of the teacher, Diana Charian, the assistant principal, Purushottam Manikar, the treasurer. In this way, it is the hard work and dedication of a great number of people. ഇനി ഒരു വാക്ക് മലയാളത്തിൽ വൈവിധ്യം ആണല്ലോ നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യം. മലയാളം പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതിലൂടെ ഒരു സംസ്കാരം ആ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾ പകർന്നു കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. വൈവിധ്യം ഏക ഭാഷ കൊണ്ട് മാത്രം ഉൾക്കൊള്ളാവുന്നതല്ലെന്നും മറ്റ് ഭാഷകളിലേക്കും സംസ്കാരത്തിലേക്കും അവർക്ക് വാതിൽ തുറന്നു കൊടുക്കാൻ ഗുരുകുലം ഒരു ഉപാധിയാണെന്നും ഞങ്ങൾ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. ഈ അവാർഡ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നിർദ്ദേശിച്ച കേരള സെൻറ്ററിനോടും അവാർഡ് കമ്മിറ്റിയോടും പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇതിനെന്നെ പ്രേരിപ്പിച്ച പ്രൊഫസർ MT ആന്റണിയോടും ഗുരുകുലത്തിനോട് നന്ദി ഗുരുകുലം പ്രവർത്തകരുടെ പേരിൽ ഞാൻ അർപ്പിക്കട്ടെ.
Presentation for this evening is a special recognition. For that, I request our board member Abraham Thomas to join me here. Abraham.
Good evening, everybody. It's my great pleasure and honor to introduce a world-famous Malayali who made exceptionally meritorious achievements as an English professor and as first national shooting coach of India. His excellent coaching method had put India shooting into an international standard. He represented India as a coach in 5 Olympics. Under his mentoring, India had got 4 medals in Olympics, 1 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze, and hundreds of medals in international shooting competitions. He had been awarded the prestigious Dronacharya Award of 2001 by the Indian government for his excellency as a coach for India in shooting. He had served for about 19 years as a coach for Indian shooting. He was the head of the Department of English at St. Stephen's College, Udavur, and had touched the life and changed the future of many in the past in the best positive way. Kerala Center recognized his achievements and welcomed him and his wife, Professor Josamma, who was the head of the Department of Botany at St. Stephen's College, Udavur. I had the privilege of working with both of them at St. Stephen's College, Udavur during 1990s. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Professor Sunny Thomas and his wife, Professor Josamma Sunny.
May I ask Ambassador Nambiar to join me to present this award? And I want Mr. Stephen to come. He has been behind the scene. He is the founder, president of Kerala Center. It's an initiative. Will you please come? Professor Sunny Thomas.
Good evening, everybody. It's really a great honor to be honored here by the famous Indian Cultural Society. Really, it was a pleasant surprise for me to receive this honor, because when Mr. Stephen called me a couple of weeks back, he told me there is a presentation ceremony here and please come there. One famous lady shooter is coming here. I didn't know who this famous lady shooter is, and I did not know much about this award ceremony also. I, with my wife, just came for a vacation. I came back from Florida about 1 hour back. And when I came here, I heard that I am being honored here. And then it was a really pleasant surprise to see Rupa here, because she was with me for 5 or 6 years. I was a national coach and she was under me training when she got the Arjuna Award, when she got the gold in a prone match in Langavi. Well, I was there with her. It's a pleasant meeting also. So anyway, thank you very much for honoring me. Now, all the people used to ask in India why our sports people are not getting medals. In population, we are second only to China, but why in getting the Olympic medals, why we are lagging behind? It took 104 long years to get an individual silver in any event in sports for India, and that happened to be from shooting. Then it took 108 years to get a gold, individual gold, that also happened to be from shooting. And the last Olympics, we had 2 medals. Well, I'm not talking to you. I used to talk to the Indians, especially my shooters, why we are lagging behind. Because we never had the self-confidence. We never had the belief that we are equal to others or we are better than others, we can beat them. I used to borrow the words of the American writer Emerson and used to tell them, all that Adam had and all that Caesar could, you have and you can. So now is not for you because you know it. You have proved it. You have and you can. But the Indians have started realizing it and we are getting medals. In Athens we had 1 medal. Well, in Beijing we had 3 medals. And in England we had 5 medals in Olympics. It's a great beginning. Anyway, thank you very much for honoring me once again. And to Stephen who invited me, special thanks to him. I'm on my way back to Kerala a couple of days. I'm here and told that I'm going back. Thank you very much.
We are over with the awards. Now may I request all awardees to join me with your plaque for our group photo. Ambassador Nambiar, everybody with your plaques. May I request award committee members, Daisy, Greg and Jimmy also to join here. And may I request all the executive committee members, this is the final group photo of all people together. All executive committee members, board of trustees, Sridhar Menon, everybody, please come and we will make a 2 line. we are going to cut the cake. May I ask Ambassador Nambiar and all others to move forward and cut the cake, please? Okay, we have break for about 10 minutes, and I think by the time the dinner is already being served, and we have entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, this program will be broadcast on next Sunday on Asianet News Channel program at 7 p.m. It's called American Culture, next Sunday at 7 p.m. And we'd also like to thank George Joseph, who has come from India abroad. And to close this evening program, may I request Greg Beethren, the chairman of the awards committee, to come join me here. Greg, please close this program so that we can go along with the entertainment.
Okay, guys. I hope everyone had a good time tonight. Yes. All right. I like that. I like the energy. Now listen, we have one more performance with a special ending. I'd like just everyone. You don't have to be seated. Feel free to stand or crowd around, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I do want to say thank you again to all of our honorees, to the trustees, to the board members, everybody that worked towards pulling this event together. And I'm going to have our entertainment start. So guys, please bring your attention. Here comes Try Believe.
When you touch your